Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B. Oh, what's up, man? This is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B. You know something that you're doing?
Oh, my bad. I was trying to get you some horns, but all right. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
You want to know the weird thing? I was just going to ask you where are the horns. The last couple of weeks, I think that in the battlegrounds we beat you down with playing the horns so much. You stopped playing them on the show. So I was wondering. I was like today. I was like, I wonder if he's going to play the horns when we come in. But anyway, before I forget, definitely got to shout out good brother Ike iTunes. Put together a dope playlist for me. I do want to task Ant with getting that brother's information so we can post it so people can get their dope playlists too from him. But thanks, I appreciate that.
I'm not gonna do it because I don't like him. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Now I'll get his info and we'll share that joint.
Share it up, yeah.
And definitely, man. So I switched cameras. It's all good. I don't know what's happening right now, but it's all good. But anyway,
you must have moved. Sometimes when you move, it'll throw the camera off, and then it'll go back to the computer, and you'd be like, "Oh man, it's like this terrible picture," and like it'll come back in like it just did. So
yeah. So, but I do want to go to the other. So look, we got a lot to talk about today.
Okay.
We do have some special guests. The ladies from the Ornot podcast will join us later on today. We got football to talk about. We got some basketball, and we got the win of the week. So I guess where you want to start?
I mean, shoot. Let's start with the college basketball season. It's over.
It's over now. So we have a national champion. Baylor dominated Gonzaga. They just looked like they were just a whole lot better than Gonzaga, like a whole lot. It wasn't even like close.
I would have to agree. So I missed the first half, but I ended up catching the second half, and I was like, wow. I was like, this team just looks – I was in shock. I didn't think that it was going to be a close game. I mean, shoot, Gonzaga, man, they set the record. I believe it was 27 games that they had where they beat their opponent by double digits. I mean, they were undefeated. Right. They rolled through the tournament, and I thought they were just going to complete that college season and go undefeated and take their place in history as one of the greatest seasons of all time. So I will bring it to this, right? Do you rank? No, I mean, we got to talk about it. Is that one of the biggest chokes of all time?
No, because they lost to the number 2 team in the country. It'd be different if they lost to like Loyola or UCLA or even Michigan. I wouldn't put Michigan in there, but Loyola, Maryland, somebody who we were like, but people really thought that Baylor could win the championship this year. So I don't think it was the biggest choke job. The fact of the matter is Baylor was just too athletic. I'll leave it at that. They were too athletic for Gonzaga. And Gonzaga, I think they just had a bad night. And when you're playing in an NCAA tournament, you can't have bad nights. So I think that's where it comes from. But I think that Kentucky and I think it was 2015. I think that was a bigger choke job than this one, because Wisconsin wasn't a number 2 or number 3, number 4 team in the country. So I do think that Wisconsin beating Kentucky was more of an upset than Baylor. Because I mean, we seen Baylor play all year, and then they didn't look like, oh, Gonzaga's just gonna roll through them.
So do you think maybe the prior game, the UCLA game, maybe that took too much gas out of them? I mean, because that was a throw or two that they were lucky to come away with the victory on that. So I wonder if just that took out a lot of energy and they came out flat against Baylor. You are right that Baylor team was athletic. They were the superior team. I don't think it was so much that it was an off night for Gonzaga. I just think that Baylor was just that much better. One thing that was the consistent theme of the tournament is the experts got it wrong. A lot of the teams that we thought that were good, I mean, for instance, the Big Ten. I mean, we thought the Big Ten was a legitimate conference and the best conference in college basketball, and they ended up showing up to the tournament and just got, as my good friend Jamal say, scraped. I mean, it just got scraped as a conference. You look at the Pac-12. I mean, the Pac-12 had a good showing in the tournament. So now I think everybody kind of got it wrong this year.
Yeah, I think this is one of those years where I guess you could afford to get it wrong. It's just been a weird year. And you kind of had a feeling that a team that you weren't expecting to win the championship will win. Not sure how many people had Baylor winning the championship, to start the season, but it was a record-breaking year. There was a ton of upsets. A lot of lower, like double-digit seeded teams won. So because of everything that we've seen, it was one of those years that you'd be like, oh, well, I could see this happening, and I can see how these teams didn't really do what they said they would, or do what the pundits or experts said that would happen. So yeah, it was. I look at it like that.
The only person I knew that had Baylor over Gonzaga in their actual bracket was my dad. My dad had Baylor over Gonzaga, and I thought he was nuts. I was just kind of like, okay, because typically I think most people had just about the same Final Four. I think most Michigan fans had Michigan in that spot. Most people knew that Gonzaga probably had Gonzaga winning it. I think most people had Baylor come out, and a lot of people had University of Houston. So most people had at least 2, if not 3. I don't feel like most people had UCLA, unless you probably.
I don't think
UCLA.
I don't think anybody had UCLA. Even the people that went to UCLA, there may be a couple that they probably played in a bunch of brackets, but for the majority, it was probably UCLA. I mean, they didn't have UCLA winning that, making it to the Final Four. Maybe winning the first 4, maybe even winning in the first round. But I don't think that they had UCLA going any further than that. Most people haven't, So yeah, man.
All right. Yo, so our guests, are they here?
Yeah, they are. But before we get to them, I don't want to shortchange the women, right? And we about to add 2 women, but the women's Final Four to me was better than the men's Final Four, and it wasn't even close. I think the women's Final Four, I think the women's tournament this year was better than the men's tournament. And that women's Final Four, when you had with Stanford winning by 1 point in the final in the first Final Four matchup, and then winning the championship over Arizona, who were totally disrespected by the NCAA when they had the hype video, and they just had Stanford, UConn, and South Carolina in the hype. Didn't even have Arizona in there. So I think that Arizona showed a lot. I think that women's college basketball is they got a good product, man, and I think that you gonna see a lot. You're gonna see a lot.
Yeah, women's basketball in general, I always say if you're trying to teach a youngster how to play basketball, let them watch the women. Most of the women are fundamentally sound, and like you said, to your point, they play basketball the right way, and it's a good foundation if you are trying to learn the game and how to play. Is watch the women, and to your point, it's just as competitive, and they've got athletes too. What I would like to see for the women's sport, and I know we've talked about it a lot, is getting that transition to the WNBA and getting somehow the support to where people are really watching the WNBA and rooting them on. Because, like you said, there is a lot of talented athletes in the WNBA and playing college basketball, but it doesn't get the exposure or it doesn't get the not branding, but I guess advertisement that like the NBA and some of the other sports do.
Yeah, man, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. The WNBA draft, I believe, is in like a week or so. So we'll see. All right, so we have some guests today, some special guests. Let's bring them on. All right, let's see. We got one here, then we got one there. They both. Hello, ladies.
Hi guys.
How you doing? Welcome to our world. Oh, how the tables have turned.
So look, right before we get into anything, I want to brown nose both of you and let you know that I got her on my Tasha Mac Fitness.
Okay.
I got her with my Miami Heat matching fitted. So definitely before. Yeah, hey, man, you got a brown nose. Talk
about schmoozing the guests.
yeah, smooth the guests. So the first thing I want to know is how can we continue to support you? Because it's not enough to get one item, but the continued business. Where do we go to find all your apparel and everything that you got going
on? For me, you guys can hear me? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I get it.
TashaMacFitness.com. Anything you want to know about Tasha Mac, you can find it on TashaMacFitness.com. Right now, we just have tees and hoodies, and actually, the hoodies are almost sold out. There's going to be a whole new line of all the funny things that I guess my clients think are funny that I say over and over again. I have like little sayings that I say that they hate, so I'm going to put them all on shirts. So that should be fun, and I'm sure Anthony will get one then.
Wow. Okay, that's what we're doing today. All right, so you know what? Let's introduce. So wait, yo, I tell you, woo. All right, so we have the host of the Ornot podcast. We have Tosh and we have Danielle or L and Tasha Mac. I don't want to get fussed at. So
I don't care.
Okay, all right, but so their show comes on every Monday at 7:30. Just making sure you get, look. I'm waiting. Oh, you better not say the wrong date. So, but so check them out on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere else. So let's get started. How did the show start? Where did the idea come from? And and give us the background.
Go ahead, Tasha, take it away. I think it's best if you start. Yeah, I'll start. So the show started because my sister, Danielle, and my sister-in-law, Ivy, we always used to talk on the phone on FaceTime. And we just talked about everything under the sun. And it was just so entertaining to listen to each other. And then we have this little tagline where we'd be like, you can wear that or not, or you can call them back or not. Like, you just do what you want to do. So that's or not became this thing that we said for everything. So we were like, we should really take this and make it live so that other people can enjoy it. and let's make it a podcast. And so that's kind of how it was birthed. And we needed a name, and we were like, maybe we should find a name or not. And then we were like, you know what? Let's just make it or not podcast. And so it became a catchy thing, and that's where it all began.
All right.
What I like about you guys' show is that it's like the women's version of Off the Record. You guys talk about everything. I mean, you guys cover. You cover all the guilty topics for men that you don't want to admit that you're really listening to, but you're like, oh, hold on, that's the woman's perspective on that. How do you guys decide what you're going to like cover? Like, what's the process for that?
Yeah, you can take it away.
I think sometimes, for the most part, it usually stems from our conversations that we have behind closed doors. So if we are talking about something that's really juicy and either we agree or we disagree with each other, then we're like, this might be a really good topic, or bring some other guys in on the conversation to see what their perspective is. And then sometimes it comes from a mainstream media, like when we're talking about Bridgerton or The Bachelor. And so, but these are actually topics that we discuss on the phone, on our FaceTime calls. And it's very rare that we're ever on the real phone. Hello, we usually see each other. So we just took it a step further. And that's how we got to Ornot.
All right.
How did you? Oh, go ahead, Ant. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. So you got Marquita. I think that's her name. She is hilarious. How did y'all get her into the fold? How did she come about?
Go ahead. Okay, so Marquita is Tasha's best friend, and she's my big sister now, of course. And so basically, Ivy decided to leave the show, or take a leave of absence, I guess you could say. And Marquita came in just in time, and we thought, she would be perfect for Hot Topics, because Marquita is also in on our conversations. We have a group chat, and she usually is in. We have a group chat for Instagram memes, and then we have a group chat for regular things. And so she's usually in there cracking up, just making our stomachs hurt all day long. So we're like, she's hilarious. Why not just bring her on?
All right, so I have a question. Wait, y'all have a group chat just for Instagram memes?
Yeah, on Instagram. We have a group chat on
Instagram. So what if somebody puts something in there from Facebook? Do they get put it out the group?
Wait, that's
it's Instagram based. Yeah. It's in the app. You can have group chat with Instagram.
I get that. I thought you meant like a text chat that you.
Okay. No, we do have a group chat. We have a separate chat called City Girls. Yeah, it's called City Girls.
Okay. So I know you guys are doing seasons. What season are y'all on now?
4. We're on season 4, episode 2, which will be 41 episodes. We haven't gotten as big as you guys. We're trying to get there.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I wouldn't say we're.
I beg to differ.
So I do have a question about that, because we have this long, drawn out season. We haven't broke up into seasons. Do you guys take a break in between, or how does that work? How do you decide to go to the next season?
Well, I produce every episode, every season. So I sit down with the calendar and I actually plan every week. So we have a producer that produces all of the topics. And then we have random topics that we do. But we have the producer that sends us the topics. The producer's name is Shantina. You guys might know her. So she's a large.
I don't think
You've never heard of her? Okay.
Never heard of her.
She sends us this laundry list of topics, and then I plug them in. I plug everything in, and then I plug in breaks, because you need a break. You can't meet every week. So that's how seasons were created.
Well, I mean, that's good. You definitely need breaks. I agree. Sometimes we don't take breaks, but it
sounds like Scotty might be interested in having a break every now and then. So I mean, maybe that's something you guys should discuss behind closed doors.
we do take breaks. We do take it ain't a lot of breaks, but we do take breaks. We have a break coming up right before episode 200, which I think you ladies will be a part of. But and we'll talk about that later. So you did say something about your friend, leaving or taking a leave of absence, right? So being that is just y'all two, do you see a difference between it being two people and or three people? No, nothing crazy. I just want to know, is it a difference with having two people or three people?
It's a difference having me and my sister. I mean, I don't know what to say. She's my sister. So you know what I mean? Like it's like just we're so much alike, but we are very different at the same time. And I think people don't realize that. Like another perspective is great, but just between the two of us, we're like 6.5 years apart. We, you know what I'm saying? Like we have the same values, but mine might be a little looser in a certain situation. Hers might be a little looser in a different situation or more conservative. It just depends. And so I think that when you just have siblings, like real life siblings, like it's a different kind of chemistry that you're going to get versus someone who's just come in 10 years into it.
Got it. Okay, so I don't know if Ant was going to get to this. Are you ready to discuss Deshaun Watson, Ant?
No, we have to wait. Let's get to the winner of the week first. Let's get to the winner of the week.
Okay, I'm interested to get their perspective on this.
Yeah, I know. We'll bring them into our world, really, into the sports world, after the winner of the week. So, matter of fact, let's do that right now. Let's do that now.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
Oh, that is so nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
shout out. He fixed it and it looks great.
No. Let's not do that. That's not me. I didn't do that one. We were gonna get him props after, but shout out to Danielle. She's the one that did the graphics for the winner of the week intro.
Great job.
Thank you. I had a skirt on a curtsy.
Great job. And that's one thing that I will say about you guys' show. You guys have this outstanding production. If you just look at it, it draws you in with all the colors and how you guys have embraced using the technology to present stuff and the overlays and how you share your screen. So that's something that I'm definitely a fan of. But
I can't hear you, Scott.
I can't hear you. I thought it was me.
Scott, you're on mute, Scott. I was like, what just happened?
You know what? Anyway, I'll start all over. But
hold on, Scott. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, give you the horse?
I love it.
Absolutely.
You gotta give me a horse.
Give him the horn.
Yeah, give me the horns, man. I don't know what happened.
Real quick, I have to say this. I think I've judged too many battles one weekend. I think the back-to-back battles was too much for me. I think I was traumatized. Yesterday, I caught myself doing the horns. I said, oh no.
Like a manual horn? Like you were
Yes, because on the battleground, when Anthony is nowhere around, he decides to take a break and and doesn't tell us where he's coming back. People have to create their own horn. So you create your own horn. Rankia has a really good horn. So,
really?
Yes, she does.
Oh man.
Sorry.
You guys.
All right, so my winner of the week this week is Paul Pierce. Everybody knows about him and the strippers and the party and everything, but that's not why he's the winner of the week. The reason why he's the winner of the week this week is he lived up to his nickname being called The Truth. And with him recording all that stuff, I mean, it was just, number one, it was selfish on his part because he didn't know if anybody else that was enjoying the strippers might have been married, might have had a different situation going on. He didn't know if those strippers had other jobs and they couldn't be on camera. And on top of that, he lost his job trying to stream something at 45. I mean, who does that? I mean, why start now streaming things when he hadn't been doing it the whole time. So I just thought that it was a bogus loser move. I feel bad for everybody that was at his party and had to be exposed to everybody knowing their business. And this a loser, man. The truth. There it is, man. What are your thoughts on that, man?
You asking me first?
I ask you first, man. How would you feel if we were at a party and I had strippers and I went live for 15 minutes and had everybody around just knowing all your business, man? How would you feel as my friend?
Well, first of all, I would curse you out. That would be the first thing. All right. But second of all, I'd be like, I would come to you and say, because I noticed this. Paul Pierce is pretty popular. He's pretty famous. You would call him famous, right?
Yeah.
I think the worst part about the thing is, he only had 261 people on his live. 261. I mean, I think we can get 261 people on an IG live. But to lose your job, no matter how famous you are, how much money you have, but to lose your job for being reckless and dumb is just dumb. It doesn't make any sense. I don't see what the point was. I think that I think that he's been corny. I've always thought he was a corny dude, but yeah, man, you doing the most, and ultimately that's what it is. He's doing the most.
I mean, I want to be honest. I wish I could have been there with him, just not with him videotaping it. It looked like it was a live party, but I definitely would have wanted to go. I mean, he might have been a little corny or whatnot, but that party didn't look that corny. But ladies, how do you feel about it?
First of all, we're like, by day we're publicists and branding experts. I'm not sure where his publicist was. I don't even know if he has a representative. He's too old for this, first and foremost. I'm a little troubled that Scott is concerned about the friends in the party too, but it just shouldn't have went down. He shouldn't have been live. He's been around way too long. So yeah, it was just a mess, and he should have lost his job. So they did the right thing.
Okay. What about you, Danielle?
Well, I watched The Breakfast Club today, I believe it was, and Charlamagne the Guy made a good point. He was like, it feels like he did this on purpose to a certain extent. It's like it was like his last hoorah, I guess, because you work for ESPN, which is a part of Disney. And did you think it was a good idea to really go on live with a bunch of butts swinging everywhere and bottles popping? It's not really Disney friendly. It's not really ESPN friendly. Maybe ESPN After Dark. I don't know if that's something that he was interested in proposing to them. That might have been a good angle. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah. So that take of doing it on purpose, I can see that because I do have the feeling that he has something else lined up. And he was like, screw it. But I don't think that's the way you want to get fired, though. I'm not trying to get fired like on purpose, like just for the hell of it. So I think that he may have been too drunk, but to go live, because he never goes live. I mean, it'd be different if he went live often. So it just seemed a little weird, and weird people do weird things.
Maybe he's on drugs then, if this is out of his character. What?
That's allegedly.
I'm saying, listen, he never goes live. If you think about it, this is odd behavior.
He turned to drugs?
Yeah, that was a bit extreme. But, I mean,
a bit extreme.
Okay, maybe he's having a breakdown, a midlife crisis.
So now it's mental health.
What
other reason can it be?
Mental health is always on the table, but I was actually thinking midlife crisis because he went live, not necessarily because of the party. I mean, the party is the party. He
was smoking weed allegedly. Maybe this was a very potent strand.
All right. Well,
A potent strand.
Paul Pierce, you are the winner of the week this week. I hope you enjoy it. All right. This this subject is I think that Scott and I don't differ, but we do differ in different aspects of this subject, and it is Deshaun Watson. As you know, mostly everybody knows Deshaun Watson has allegations from, I think at time of the start of the show, 22 women of, like, you know, whether sexual assault or whatever the case may be. And he said, I mean, and he also had 18 women who praised him and said, Scott's gonna come right back, y'all. I think he's having some I think some of Paul Pierce's weed got into his connection. So
stop it. Really? Now you're going extreme. Allegedly.
All right, but Paul Pierce. Deshaun Watson has been accused by 22 women of 22 masseuses of sexual assault. Have you ladies heard about it?
I have.
What about you, Danielle?
I'm reading into it now, and let me just get my.
All right, so we'll let. Matter of fact, you can go because no. Matter of fact, let Scott go first. Let Scott go because I want y'all to hear Scott's point of view.
Okay.
I just think it looks really bad. I mean, so he's not guilty yet. No formal charges have been charged, and there's a lot to come out. But I think it's really difficult to get 24 people to have similar stories. And maybe he didn't sexually assault or, do everything to all 24 women, but it's not looking good for him. And go ahead and give your view, because I think personally there's some guilt there, regardless of if people think it's a smear campaign or not. What are your thoughts, Ant?
All right, I'm gonna give my thoughts, and then we'll let the ladies give their piece. So, you say that you don't think that it's difficult to get 24 women to have the same story. I tend to disagree, especially when it comes to Black men. I do think that it is a smear campaign, and they're trying their best to do everything they can to ruin his reputation and his name. So we have two women that have actually came out in the public in the last 2 days, and even then I feel like tears don't move me, not from those, from something like that. I mean, if it's true, then then he needs to be held accountable. But I think that as a society, we should definitely, one, hear his side of the story. Two, not automatically put a label on him and call him guilty. I don't think that that's the way that we should go about things. And so I don't think that he's guilty until it's proven. I'm not just going to go out there and say Deshaun Watson is guilty. He did all these things to these women, and that's that. I don't think that. So I think that not only should we have all the facts, we shouldn't just automatically take the words of 22 white women or a bunch of white women. I don't know what the exact number is, and say, oh, he touched me and that's that, or he pulled this thing out after I gave him a massage and now I'm scarred for life. Again, and I'm not discrediting the women, because again, we don't know what the facts are. As far we hear from his people, and we heard from the lawyer of the owner, the owner's neighbor, who happened to be the lawyer of these women. So yeah.
Okay, let's start with what we do know. Let's start with what we do know, right? We know that he received.
Hold on, Scott. Let them.
No, I just want to outline. I just
Okay.
want to outline this real quick. We know that he seeked getting a massage, and we know that these women gave him a massage, whether it's at his house, their house, central location, but there was an agreed upon massage that occurred. That's all that we know. Okay.
That are facts. Absolutely. Tosh?
Did they all work for the same company?
No.
So it's just random. He just picked random
So
massage people to come to his house, or vice versa, whatever.
yeah. So in different states, it's not just. It's like in Texas and Georgia. In Texas and Georgia, because he's from Georgia. So and he works in Texas. So I think normally, I mean naturally, he's between both places.
Right. I mean, I think that it is a smear campaign. I do believe that he's, we haven't found him guilty yet. So I think that they should be careful, because at this point his reputation is shot. I believe Nike has already pulled their deal. I believe, different people are already pulling their deal in terms of sponsorships for him. So how is he going to recover from this? And what if we find out that all these women were paid, or all these women got together and did this together? Now what? How are we going to, but this is the Me Too movement. This is Me Too culture. So unfortunately, whether something happened or not, women are automatically given the grace that it's possible. And that's very unbiased of me, but I feel that to be true.
All right, Danielle. You're on mute.
Sorry, guys. It was a lot to unpack. I was over here doing my research. So I was trying to figure out why would they be trying to have a smear campaign on this man? Because I didn't know anything about him. But now I do. I've done my research. Thank you. It looks like he played for Clemson, and he was then the first round draft pick for 2017. So apparently he's great. With that said, I'm a research girl. With that said, I can see why people may be leaning to it being a smear campaign. But at the same time, there's a very thin line that we have to, as Black women, Black people, we of course want this to not be the case. But at the same time, it's a thin line. This could be possible. It's very strange that 22 plus women, all masseuses. There wasn't a Chick-fil-A cashier in there, or a Macy's retail associate in this situation. So that's a little strange, guys. Let's be honest. I understand if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. But at the same time, something's up. Something is up.
So here's my thing, Danielle. It's everything started. He wanted to leave Houston. He wants to leave the organization. He wanted to be traded. He asked to be traded. And he and that's when everything started to pop up. Then
so why does he want to be traded though?
He doesn't like the way the organization is being ran.
Okay. So you think the organization has something to do with this?
Listen, the attorney who's in charge of all these women is the neighbor and a friend of the owner of the team. Yes. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yes,
I don't like it.
They literally live, Tosh, they live as close as we did in River Road. So that's pretty close. They live in the same neighborhood. All right. So the thing is, so there's been a
Are they all Caucasian?
We don't know. The two that have come out, the two that have come out are Caucasian.
Okay.
So the two that have come out. So I think that one, I think it's strange that they all have the same attorney. I think 22 people with the same attorney, that just seems fishy to me.
It sounds like a class action.
It's a class action suit.
Yeah. Something that you get in the mail about.
But that's why I feel like it's fishy, because what if there's 5 or 6 women that, let's say, it really happened to, and then they found out other women who actually serviced him and were like, hey, so this is what we're doing. This is how much money we probably can get off of it. 22 women. At some point, he would have known he was going to get caught. That's just stupid. And I don't think he's that dumb.
So here's my thing, right? So I do absolutely feel like it was a smear campaign. I feel like they were kind of blocking this story, right? So while he was playing quarterback for him, that maybe he did do some wrong stuff, but they were covering it up. And then now it's not in their incentive to cover it up. So now it's just kind of like, hey, let's just let this all go. I have a hard time feeling like, okay, so I agree that 22 women might be extreme, but I don't know if I'm going to say that he's totally not guilty. Like there's got to be something in there. He did something. And now the level of guilt, maybe not, but it's people that says that he's got they've got text messages with him apologizing for what happened. They're saying that he's reached out to certain people on Instagram trying to cover up his tracks. And again, none of this stuff has really came out because right now it's a war between the lawyers. Like one lawyer would say one thing, the other lawyer will respond, and it's being played out in the public. But there's a lot of details that will come out. And to your point, Tasha, his reputation has been tarnished to an extent. It is not a win-win for him. So the level of guilt, that's still to be determined. But I think it's some smoke there, man.
So I have a question. Does he have a lawyer? Because these text messages, that's an admission of guilt.
He's not being represented. He's not being represented, apparently. I mean, I'm sure he has a lawyer, but
then they should have told him not to text those people back.
There's a communication issue, but I think it's important, and I hate to go here, but he's 25. He's 25. He's a baby, y'all. He probably doesn't really have a team. The NFL probably, I mean, I don't know what the NFL prepares you with, but they probably give you a small team that assists you with small things, not things such as this.
But at the same time, Tasha, he comes from Clemson. At some point, all those white women was all over him. All them little white girls, the mama sent them off to Clemson, told them to grab them a football player. So he should have been aware.
Look at Anthony. Anthony closes his eyes like a embarrassed brother. Why does he do that? Are you embarrassed by us? Do you want to talk about this?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Danielle has a point though.
Yeah, like he's not playing for Norfolk State. He played for Clemson. He should have some level of understanding of his star power.
He's missing something. Something's missing.
I don't think that's the case either. So, mate, just call me naive, call me crazy, but who's to say he just didn't do anything wrong? Like,
so you think that it's all set up, all 20?
Why not? Why not? I think that sometimes we are our own worst enemy. I think that black people will say, "Oh, he did that shit. He did it," with not near one fact. Just because they give you a number, they put a number up there. But it's because they put a number up there, they say, "Oh, there's no way he didn't do that." And again, I'm not saying that he did or didn't. What I'm saying is, I don't think that we should. I don't think that we should just say, "Oh no, he did it and we didn't." I'll put this up here because we got Ian up here. He said, So hold on. I just want to say this real quick. He said, "Who will orchestrate 22 women? A billionaire. That's who. Are you kidding me? These teams are run by billionaire white men. And you telling me if you got somebody that wants to leave your team and you want them there, yeah, they gonna be like, oh, we can. You telling me they can't get 22 women to say, oh, he did that shit?
But Ant, the story of what they're accusing of sounds about right, and it's the same story.
What sounds right?
So hear me out on this, right? What they're all saying is that he paid them to get a massage. And at some point, he slipped down his towel and he made some sort of some sort of like, hey,
Sorry.
what's good? And trying to get to the next level. Now, did he force himself on the women? Nobody is saying that, but it's believable. I could believe him thinking like, I'm Deshaun Watson, getting a massage and just saying, getting a little cocky and dropping his towel and being like, yo, what's good? And then, some of the women being offended and leaving. Some of them might be doing whatever. And then him going about his day and just getting, I guess, I don't want to say arrogant, but just naive to the fact that, nah, this ain't the 80s no more. Like, this ain't like Danielle had brought up, you got a Me Too movement, and you can't do that sort of thing no more.
He wasn't even born in the 80s, Scott.
I know, but even if he wasn't, this is the only phase. This is the only stage he knows. He knows that women are coming for every man. That's it. We're coming for all of them.
All right, let's not be crazy. This women probably been chasing this guy since he been
in high school.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, I know, and so sometimes when you get massages, it is what it is. He's an athlete.
No.
Well,
you can't.
I mean, that's a believable story. They're not saying
right.
I would like to go with Anthony's story because I'm gonna go with what you said. I honestly believe not the part about that massage. I'm completely looking over that, but stop. So what I was saying was, because I'm trying to get back on task. Oh my God. Okay. What I'm saying is, I hate to say it, you're talking about a young African American male who could have possibly have been big, right? And he could have possibly have done well. He doesn't like the organization for whatever reason. You have these big wig, powerful white men with all this money. It's a perfect story, guys. It's a perfect story. I understand what Scott's saying. I know it. That's why they were able to sell it. That's why they were able to get 22 women who were sold. And imagine how much money they're paying them, could be paying them. And now he's going to be no one and possibly he's going to be working at Macy's in 5 years because he can't I don't know. I thought about the Macy's cashier thing you said because he can't do anything.
So I do want to address this right here because I'll leave.
Wait, put that back up.
Yeah. So he's saying that absolutely he could be an awkward guy. None of us know Deshaun Watson personally. We don't know him personally, right? So all of these things that we're all talking are different points of view,
assumptions,
and assumptions. So we don't know him, right? So again, and we don't know if he did or did not do any of these things. What I'm saying is, and for a professional athlete, it's not abnormal to have that many massage therapists, especially when you travel so much. And so that's not abnormal to have that many massage therapists because I mean, and it's not like they said, oh, all this happened in 2020. This is. Go ahead.
Has he denied it all?
He's denied that he's done any wrongdoing, but he's admitted to getting the massages.
Right. Right. And I agree with Abdul and I said this earlier. I said everyone wants to talk about the 22 women that said something, but no one wants to talk about the 18 women that said the opposite and said that you know, he did right. He did okay. He was fine. He didn't do anything wrong to me.
And I don't like the point of that argument because if it's just one woman, it's enough. It doesn't matter if 50 women say that you're an upstanding individual. If you rape or you're accused of rape the one, that's all it takes. Well, I don't care if they got
and I get that, Scott. I understand that, but it should be acknowledged. It shouldn't just be skipped over.
That's not life. That's not the way we're working.
You're right.
Yeah. It's irrelevant. I mean, just like
people
they
don't talk about the good stuff.
Yeah. Just like you're saying that they may have found 22 women to agree to this, they could have found 18 women to say, hey, we'll give you money to say that he's a good person, or nothing happened. He may not even been to the 18 women that was there.
There are really bad people in this world. So if you walk up to, it's the middle of a pandemic. If you're a massage therapist, you've probably had a decline in clients. Somebody comes to you and tells you, "I'm gonna give you this amount of money to say that they're gonna do it." Nobody cares about the women that said that they did nothing with him.
I had somebody say, he's in the NFL, he's rich, he's famous. Why would he go on Instagram to get a masseuse? And I said, what does that have to do with anything?
He makes $40 million a year.
Who gives a damn? People are advertising their businesses on Instagram all day. Famous people, non-famous people, they advertise on Instagram as a form of promotion.
He should have took a page out of Paul Pierce's book. If that's how he was going, he should have took a page out of Paul Pierce's book.
What do you think?
I think that Anthony does have a point in regards to the Instagram situation. I also think that we have the tendency to think that like these big stars live the life that we live or don't live the life that we live. In some cases, we go to Instagram. I went to Instagram to find my loctician. I went to Instagram to find people to move me out. So like, why wouldn't other, regular people go out and find someone on Instagram as well?
They're human too.
Yeah, they're human too. But in regards
to not aliens,
52 masseuse, Anthony makes a good point. These are athletes. These athletes are in different states. When they file their taxes, they got to file tax for every daggone state. I don't know if everybody know that, but if you play ball in Detroit, you got to file your taxes in Detroit. You got to file it in New York, every state. So it's very different from our life. When you just live in one place, you file taxes in one place. So I think that we can sometimes not really think outside of our perspective. And then that can cause us to have the idea of like, well, that sounds ridiculous. You're going on Instagram or.
So let me ask y'all this, because I've heard Ant say it, right? So it's not uncommon and it's not weird for an athlete to get a massage. But at what point do you find one that you like and maybe stick with them? You know what I mean? At what point do you schedule the same one? So I think that's a little weird when you see, over 40 or 50 different masseuses. It's like you can't find one or two that you like, or maybe 3 or 4. I mean, I'm pretty sure he uses the same barber, right?
Well, I like to speak on I'm not an athlete, but I guess I train like an athlete, being that I'm a trainer. So I do have the same massage therapist, okay, that I see, the same exact one. But I can't see her all the time because my schedule doesn't work that way. I might want to go see Susan tomorrow at 8. Susan is already booked, so I got to see whoever they bring my way. I just don't want a man. So I'm just nope, no men. And they find me anybody, so I could literally, be serviced by anyone. So I think that's possible if we just think about it on the scheduling piece of it. They have crazy schedules, I'm assuming, training schedules. Who can come and who can be here with me at this time? He may have a barber, but that barber probably doesn't get to cut him often because it's just the barber can't, unless it's his personal barber, he got to make money too. Right? So I mean, that's my take on it. I don't know how.
And we can't. I want everybody that keeps on bringing that barber thing into that's crazy, because if there's no way that a professional athlete is going to use the same barber every single time. It's not. They're not us. Hold on. Hear me out.
I got a question. I got a question for you as an athlete. I do have a question. How many athletes have came forward and said they have just as many masseuses? Are there some?
No one's going to say anything, right? Well, if I'm DeAndre Hopkins or Mike Vick or anybody else that's a professional athlete, I ain't saying a damn thing right now because
Mike Vick really not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the barber comparison is now it'd be different if they said, oh, he got 20 different doctors or 20 different chiropractors. Now, okay, yeah, but when you're using a barber comparison, you're going from state to state. You're probably in a different state every other day or every 2-3 days. So yes, they're gonna. I know personally that my brother does not go to the same. Like when he's in Miami, he may have the same barber. He has a different barber in DC. So when they play the Wizards, he has a different barber. When they play the Rockets, he has a different barber. When they go to Atlanta, in the same on. Now will there be times where a special occasion they fly out a barber or something like that? Yes, you know why? Because that barber is not just going to cut his hair; he's going to cut his teammates' hair, the teammates' son's hair. They come in there because they got probably 10, 15 heads to cut. I
just have a quick question about that though. What? How I kind of feel from the outside looking in is: are you looking for different masseuses because you're damaging those relationships with the previous masseuse? Are you shooting your shot and the relationship went bad, Anthony? And now you have to find a different one because you're damaging your relationship with them.
That is a good point. Jamal, this is not just during the season, Jamal. Let me put that up there real quick. It's not just during the season. Most of these allegations are when are in the off season, when they train the hardest. I mean, you don't train as hard during the season as you do in the off season. So that's when most of these allegations have tend to occur. I'll say this: I think this was a good conversation. I think that the people that were chiming in, gave some good points. So I think that I enjoyed the conversation. I've had this conversation probably a couple times. I think we've had the conversation on this show a few times. It ain't been like today, but I had the feeling that it was gonna come to this, and it was great to have your point of view because you want a different point of view. I mean, me and Scott may differ, but I think at the end of the day, we both hope that he didn't do anything wrong, and neither of us know. None of us know. So again, thank you, ladies, for joining us. Can you tell the people how to reach you?
You can follow us on Instagram at _Ornot Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Ornot Podcast. You can find us on every possible streaming platform you can think of: Apple, Google Cast, Spotify. There's so much more. You can actually go to our link in bio on any of our platforms on social media. You will see all the different places you can find us. And last but not least, you can find us on YouTube or Not Podcast. So make sure everybody subscribes. Thanks.
Definitely enjoy having y'all.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. So before we go, there's a battle tonight. There's a battle.
Yo, look at Danielle's face. Danielle's like, yo, I got something to do.
Wait. So I think that Jamal needs to get out.
She's about to hit you with the Deshaun Watson excuse.
Whoa.
Guys, off the chain.
But I think that Jamal needs to get out of the comments.
You go prepare for the battle.
Go prepare. But yeah, man.
Wait, I have one thing to say. It's not about the battle.
What's up?
He is gonna ask me to judge. He is, Kia. You're right. He's gonna ask. Yes, you are. Go ahead. Don't wait till after this. If we hang up, do not call me and ask. It's now or never.
Well, first of all, I didn't have to. You already said you was gonna do it. But go ahead, Danielle.
I don't remember saying that. Okay, fine.
Okay, so if you guys, I'm like the plugger. If you guys enjoyed this conversation and you are like, I can't get enough of these sisters and these brothers and this whole family, and you just love us to pieces, we may have something in the works for you that will integrate.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying that there may be another podcast in the works if the people say they're interested. Now, if you say you're not interested, then we're not going to make it. It's a lot of work. So we're not going to wait. But if you are interested,
they will tune in. I believe that they will tune in.
If you are going to, so there's already a logo being processed and the whole thing, just waiting for a final approval. So you guys can stay tuned for that for more information. And, you know, always tune in to Off the Record right here. Wow.
No, Scott, he I'll put his back. Y'all,
please put it somewhere. Okay. Woo. That was awful.
No, it was good. Up close and personal.
No.
So yeah, so I think that's a big deal. I just wanted to put that out there since it doesn't sound like you guys were plugging it.
Oh, that was you were because you felt like he has been ignoring your messages when you.
You know what? You know what?
I mean,
it's time to go.
Oh my God!
I put the logo about a month and a half ago now.
Look, Jamal.
Oh, really, Jamal? Okay.
I don't know that man. So.
Oh gosh.
I'm not offended.
We're not gonna do that. Scott, you there?
No, he's barely here.
Still can't hear.
I you know, I don't know. Scott lives
It's
around.
okay.
Oh, so before we go, I do want to say this before I don't say before we go like 6 times, but before we go 7, the 200th episode is coming up in about a month, and it will be the first time. It will be the first time since March of 2020 that Scott and myself have recorded live together in the same room.
Oh, that is so nice.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
So
carry on.
It will. I don't know if everybody remembers last year when we did. Was it last? No, it was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago when we had our 100th episode, and it was a live show, and it was an amazing show. So we may not have a crowd this time, or we may. We still have a month. But it will be something special. And can't wait. You know, we're gonna have the ladies up there.
I'll be virtual, you know. I'm
No.
vaccinated, so I just can't go out in the world.
Oh, you don't.
I don't have a card to show you.
Yo, we might have to put your square over there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Social, you know what? You can just actually not send me the link at all.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So look, we gotta get out of here. Scott, he having technical difficulties. That's why we gotta be live together. But this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo. I'm pointing to you, and then
I'm Tasha Mack. See y'all later.
And Scotty B somewhere in the virtual world. But all right, Scott, we holler at you. We holler at y'all later.
Bye.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.